Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. And I just was reading the comments on the two litter reviews that I did. I did a review on the PetSmart Exquisicat Pine Cobble and the PetSmart Exquisicat Paper Crumble. And one of our subscribers, who is a great supporter both on this channel and on Kim's channel, Life with 18 Cats, Cam, and her wonderful husband, Wendell. And Wendell's like Wendell is our unofficial, he's our cat daddy mascot here. Come on, we all love Wendell. So because of Wendell, and because Wendell was so nice to let Cam have HelloFresh, I'm doing this just for you, Cam. Just for you. So Cam had the question of, what is the grass seed litter like? Now, did do a video on the grass seed litter a while back, maybe a month ago or so. Well, I guess because we started in the beginning of May, so it probably would have been in the beginning of last month. And I did that because for people that either don't like the pine pellets, or their cats won't accept the pine pellets, or there's some issue with the pine pellets, but they still want a natural cat litter, they don't want to use clay, this would be an alternative. Now, it is more expensive than the pine litter, but I did talk about that a little bit, but I didn't do an in-depth review or really talk a lot about the pricing and where to get it and the pros and cons and all those things. So I'm going to do that now because Cam asked, and of course I'm biased. I do like it, but I'm going to try to give a fair review and a fair rating. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and rate the grass seed litter because I've used it for over a year now. I'm not sure when I started using it, but I've been using it for quite a while. And I really like it. The cats like it. They're great with it. So I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 toe beans. And the reason I'm giving it 4 is I'm trying to be fair here. I'm not going to give it 5 because there are issues. One, and the two big issues for me are price. It is rather pricey. But again, that's retail. Never buy retail. Never pay retail price. Always look for the sales. So number one, it is pricey retail wise. And number two, it does track. I'm going to be very upfront and candid about that. It does track. So if tracking is going to drive you nuts, it may not be work for you. But there might be a workaround of that. And I also was doing a little bit of research before I started this video because I want you to, just because this is my opinion. This is just my opinion. And I want you to hear from other folks that have reviewed, or that's what they do for a living. They review products, and things are unbiased because they're buying the products, they're trying the products, they're not being given the products. And there is a I found a website called ecocatlitter.com, and it's like, find a natural alternative to cat litter. And I went through this, and it's the pros and cons of grass cat litter plus top brands. And I went through it, and it seems pretty accurate. So I'm going to just add this link to the video, and then you can look at it. But we'll go through this, like they have the pros and cons laid out here, which is really nice. So the pros are excellent clumping, very low dust, good odor control, easy to scoop, natural, organic, and unscented material, soft texture and easy for your cat to dig in, lightweight, and eco-friendly. Grass seed is a sustainable and biodegradable material. And I agree with all of those. Those are all things that I found that are really great about it. And then they go on to the cons. And the cons are the price, tracking, and allergies. So I agree with those too, because if you have an allergy to grass, it might not be what you want in your house. It's just like if you don't like the smell of pine trees, or you don't like, if going into a house and smelling pine sol cleaner makes you go, ugh, you're probably not going to want the pine pellets in your home. So that's more of a personal, it's more of a personal preference or a personal issue. So, and they do have some solutions here, like the fix for tracking. Um, they they have, if you or your cat is allergic to grass, you may react to this litter. If this is the case, there are several other natural clumping cat litters to choose from. And then you click and lead you to another article, I guess, where you can look at that. But I think this is a really good article. And I will put a link to this article, like I did with I think it was the review of the Tractor Supply pine pellets. So let's go ahead and look at this. So again, this is Cam. This is for you. I mean, Mark got his cameo with Fury. Catitude got an Abra video. So Cam, now we're doing the grass seed for you. So I just I even lugged this up onto the counter for you. This is how much I'm. This is how great I think Wendell is, and you, and I appreciate both of you so much. So here it is. Ugh, it's so heavy. Hope you can see this. Let me see if I can lift it up a little bit. Okay. So this is what the bag looks like. All right, and it's PetSmart Exquisicat natural grass seed clumping litter, fragrance free. Now, I will say this, PetSmart only sells the unscented. I would not get any litter that's scented. That's my personal thing. I don't like it. Cats don't like it because they have very sensitive smell. Petco sells grass seed litter, but they have a scented and an unscented. So be very, very careful, because one time I thought it was just all unscented. I picked up the scented variety. Luckily, they were nice. The manager was nice enough to explain to him. I said, "Look, I have allergies. My cat has some, I don't know if he has asthma, but he has some issues where he sneezes too if he's around scented things." So he was really nice, and even though I had opened the bag, because once I opened the bag, I'm like, "Whoa, that smells off." But yeah, so I'm going to read the back of it to you. It says, Exquisicat brand offers you and your cat a full line of premium litter products to fit your everyday need. Blah, blah, blah. Sales pitch. And then down here, the important things are naturals, grass seed clumping litter, hard clumping, minimal dust, biodegradable, and 50% lighter than clay litter. Then it talks about transitioning and scooping, and the ingredients are just natural grass seed. That's it. That's all it is. So you don't have to. You discard of it. You could put it out in your compost heap. I mean, if you're throwing it into if you are like, I have no choice. I live in the city, so I have to dispose of it on trash day. But at least when it goes in the landfill, it's biodegradable. It's going to go down, at least that'll degrade. Unfortunately, all the plastic and crap that we have to use may not be the same. But this is a 28-pound bag here. So this is what you get. And for this 28-pound bag, it cost me $36.99, I believe. $36.99 or $37.99. Yeah, roughly in there somewhere. However, again, this is what I'm saying. Don't pay retail. Never pay retail, because I'm telling you, there's always going to be a workaround. I'm going to just drop this down here for a minute. It's heavy. It's 28 pounds. 28 pounds is good heavy. Even a lightweight litter with 28 pounds is a little heavy. When I buy it from PetSmart. So here's the deal with PetSmart. if you shop smart, you can get really good deals at PetSmart, but you have to shop smart. One of the things to look for is when this litter, and I missed it last month. Unfortunately, I should have paid closer attention last month. They will do select litters, buy one, get the second 25% off. Now, they have that. They also, if you look at, if you get the app and you follow the app, usually every other week or every 2 weeks, these alternate. You'll have $10 off, $50 same day delivery, or it'll be 20% off your total order. And when it's 20% off your total order, that's the time to buy the grassy litter. And if you're like me and you have, I have 5 cats, and then I have 2 floaters. So I have Abrantor that are in, they're in and out. And, when they're in, they use the litter box. So, then the litter goes down a little faster when they're in. I noticed, when they're in for a period of time because of weather or whatever, the litter does go down a little faster. But that 28-pound bag of litter will last me pretty much a month because I don't change it out completely every 10 days like they recommend. Um, I don't have the need for it. I scoop a lot. I'm on disability. I'm here almost 24/7. So pretty much I'm like the litter robot. I just, as soon as I see a cat doing something, I have the scoop and I'm standing there waiting and they're looking at me like, really? Can you just like wait a minute? Like, oh, I'm ready. As soon as you get out of there, it's going in the bag. So that helps me. That helps me. I think for those of you who do have like little robots, I think you can use that in a little robot. I've seen some people saying they've had success using it in a little robot. I don't know. I don't have a little robot. Really not interested in that. But, for those of you who do, I don't know. You'll have to do a little research to see if you can or can't. So as far as PetSmart, the other thing about PetSmart is if you get on their rewards, like their treats rewards, I think it's called, they just changed it. But basically, every time you buy something, you get money back. And they just had a big points event where you got 10 times points. So I basically accumulated, no, I probably accumulated at least $25 in points. Well, that's pretty much, that almost buy me another bag of litter. So there's lots of ways that you can work it to save money, to buy something that's a little more pricey, but that works really well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop this for a second and open up this bag and scoop some out so that you can see what it looks like up close and personal. And then we'll talk a little more about the pros and cons and, if you decide to use this, how to use it, which it's a litter. It's not rocket science. Trust me, it'll be okay. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've scooped a little bit into a little container here so that you can see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. It actually looks like clay litter. It's very sandy, very lightweight, very soft texture. I mean, it is almost like sand. It almost has a sand quality to it. It smells, it doesn't smell like grass. I will say that. It just smells very earthy. It's not an unpleasant. I like it. I describe it as almost kind of like popcorn, without the butter, like when you're first popping popcorn. Like It smells a little bit like that to me. I don't know. I'm weird, but I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it, but it just smells very clean and earthy. It's not because it's not scented. Now, if you had the scented variety, it smells, I don't know what they put in it, but it smells weird. I didn't like it at all. Um, but this does not smell at all. And it does clump very hard. What I can do is I did do a video if you want to go back and find that, but I'm actually going to change out the box that had the grass seed and the pine cobbled together. I'm going to get rid of that abomination and just put the straight, just put, give the cats their grass seed litter back, just their straight grass seed litter. And so when they use that box, then I can just show you again. I can just do a quick little video and show you again what it looks like. What the clumps look like. But it just clumps very hard like a clay litter. The thing that's nice about the grass seed litter that is different from the clay litters that I've used is it's not like cement in the bottom of your litter box. So if you've used clay litters, you know what I'm talking about. Some clay litters, when they clump, it clumps so hard that the moisture goes down through the clay, gets down onto the surface of the bottom of the tray that you're using, whatever you're using as a litter box, rather that's a actual store-bought litter box or a cement mixing tray or whatever you're using, which the cement mixing trays are really great because stuff doesn't stick to them. But the whole clump will get down and be this like big yucky, sticky, cement-like mess that you'd have to scrape off. And that was one of the reasons I stopped using the Dr. Elsey's clay litter, because it was getting to the point where it was just ridiculous, where I was literally like basically taking a chisel and having to chisel, not, not literally, but it felt like I was using the scooper as a chisel. And I was afraid when I was using the plastic before I got my metal scooper, I was afraid I was going to break the plastic one because these clumps were so hard and they would stick to the bottom and I couldn't get them off. And it was just horrible. And even trying to clean the litter box, you'd have to just put hot water in and let it sit for about 10 minutes to even soften enough to scrape it off. So I don't have that problem at all with the grass seed litter. Odor control is really good. The only issue that I found is it does track. It tracks. It's a lightweight litter. Lightweight litters are going to track. That is the only real drawback that I see to it. For some people, that's a deal breaker. For me, it's annoying, but it's not a deal breaker. I just keep these. I have two of them. I have one in the living room and I have one here that I use for the back. So I just keep these by, close by the litter boxes, and that solves that. I also have a stick vac, and I have a broom, and it's not that bad that I can't sweep it up, but it is something you have to kind of keep top of. And I could see if you were actually in a house, it would be annoying because, a house, bigger space, more places for the cats to track. But you can use litter mats. And the one thing that they did suggest, which I haven't used, but I'm going to try this at some point, is there's been people that have suggested using walnut shell litter. Because the walnut shell litter, so it's kind of like when you take medications, and the medication's supposed to help your, I don't know, an allergy. But then a side effect is that you get tired. So then they give you another medication to counteract the tiredness. And then that medication causes constipation. So then you get another, it's kind of that situation, but not that extreme. So the grass seed litter, that it's lightweight, it tracks. The walnut seed litter, that doesn't track, but it's dusty. So people have found that if they combine the two of them together, they get almost a perfect litter. The grass seed litter controls the dust. The walnut shell litter controls the tracking. I don't know if that works. I haven't tried it, but it's on my list to do at some point. And maybe now that I have the channel, I'll actually be motivated to do it, and we'll see what happens, because the walnut shells are pretty much the same texture as the grass seed litter as far as I can tell. So that's pretty much the basics of the grass seed litter. It's something, if you want to try it, I would highly recommend giving it a whirl. I will put a link to that article in the comment section of this video, and then in a day or so I'll follow this up with I'll do another video, like an update on what the cat litter looks like within a day, 2 days, 3 days, just so people have an idea of how it's holding up. I didn't do that in the first one. I can do that this time around, but I really like the grass seed litter. I don't anticipate changing it anytime soon. The paper crumbles were not that bad, but I still would not completely change over. I'm happy with the grass seed litter. Grass seed litter is also easier to store. You can if you have old containers left over from clay litter, you can just put it in there and store it that way. That's what I do. I have old Tidy Cat, the jugs, the 16-pound jugs. That's what I keep it in. I just walk it around the apartment and top it off every so often. So that's going to do it for that video. Thank you all for watching. Cam, I hope this helped. For those of you who are seeing this for the first time, if you're new to the channel, if you like this content, if you want to see more of this kind of content, more reviews, plan on doing more of those in the future, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the notification bell so you always know when we upload a video, and give us a thumbs up if you like it. And also put a comment. If you don't know what to say, you can do a little emoji. Just kind of keep it positive, because we have enough negativity in the world. A little smiley face, hearts, hugs, those kind of things are great. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one, and goodbye for meow.